Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billie.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. November's over already. Turkey was cooked, pies were baked, and some games were even played. After October's buying spree, yikes, we only bought 2 games this month and backed 2 Kickstarters. We didn't call anything, but that's coming.
I might have backed some Kickstarters that you didn't.
I was just saying we were good. You backed more Kickstarters?
RPGs don't count.
Whoa, but we're going to have a little vote. Do RPG Kickstarters count? We played 46 plays of 20 games. 8 of those were new to us, and a lot of those wound up on the top of the list. Maybe that's recency bias, maybe not. We'll see at the end of the year. But that means that we did pretty well on the Be Thankful for Your Shelves challenge, since that means 12 of the games were off of our shelves. Billie and I are going to compare our favorite 5 games that we played in November. I think they'll probably be similar. Some new games, some old games, and afterwards we're going to share a few more channels that we are thankful for this season. So let's get started with our top 5. For number 5, I have Cartographers. I'm counting this as off our shelves, even though it's new, because we just got the expansions and the heroes and, you know, all the fancy bits and bobs that came in this new Kickstarter.
Yeah, right. But we have had the game.
But we have had the game and we have played the game, so I'm counting this one as playing our shelves. And honestly, getting the Kickstarter reminded me how much I really like this game. Mm-hmm. We added in the heroes. If you're playing this game, it's a roll and write, it's a flip and write, and you're coloring in little polyomino shapes onto the board. And sometimes monsters or goblins get thrown in there as well. In this new version, you have heroes to help you battle them. I'm not sure that we found the heroes all that useful in our game.
I'm also not totally sure we were using them right.
I think we did.
But all the new cards, aside from the heroes, were really interesting and fun to use, assuming we were using them right.
Right. We forgot to put the temples in. We forgot to put some of the variations in that should have been mixed in from the original. But we also haven't tried all of the new maps. There are 3 new sets of maps in here, and they all have different cards to go with them.
That island one looked really fun, where you have to unlock islands as you go.
Yeah, you have to build bridges between the islands to draw the shapes. There's all kinds of new complications to keep it fresh, and honestly, I never had any problem with replayability to begin with this game. But what makes me really happy is it all fits in here. The original is in here, plus the new one with all its pretty new maps and colored pencils and everything else. So this was my number 5, and I was really, really happy to bring it back to the table, even though it's new. All right, what did you have for number 5?
My number 5 was Trek 12.
Ah, we do not have a physical copy of Trek 12, so we've been playing it on BGA a lot of times with Jeff and Jamie from Foster the Meeple, and sometimes on our own. We only played like twice on our own?
I think I've only played with Jeff and Jamie.
Oh, I played a lot solo too, so I could try all the different maps. Some are much easier than others. It's another roll and write, since that seems to be what we're doing this month. I like the BGA implementation, and I'm not sure yet if we're going to get the physical copy. I think it's easier when that calculates all the scores and kind of lights up the circles that you're placing numbers into, so you know which ones are in a sequence and which ones aren't.
Well, I mean, sometimes it helps, but I couldn't see the numbers on my board half the time when we were playing.
Yeah, there's something wrong where we can all see our numbers, but Billie can't see the numbers she's placing on the score sheet.
Any number below, I think it was 5, was just invisible. So I had a board full of empty bubbles that was actually half full.
But you actually won.
But I still won.
She won without being able to see her entire score sheet, and the rest of us were just like struggling to fill in the sheet, and we could see it. So maybe I think you like it just because you won. Okay, so that was your number 5. I'm still, maybe we'll get the physical copy. Maybe.
You know we'll get it as soon as we see it at PAX.
I know, I'm trying not to buy everything at PAX Unplugged. It's going to be a challenge. So my number 4 would be Royal Visit. Again, this one was recommended, I think we watched it on a Shut Up and Sit Down video a long time ago about card games that came out. I love this little card game. It's a push and pull card game where you're just playing down cards to move the people back and forth against this fabric playing board, just trying to get the king to come to your chateau. That's pretty much it. It is not difficult. It is super fast, and it's incredibly mean because you're just slapping down cards. We were slapping down cards so fast that we didn't realize we were out and had to back up a little bit to see who actually got to play the last card. I want to play this one all the time. I think it only takes, what, like, it says 20 minutes. I don't even...
That first game we played in 5 minutes.
We did the first game wrong. There's a little coin that moves if you have the whole royal court on your side of the board, and we just moved it constantly the whole time. Don't do it that way.
It won right away.
The rules are not difficult if you just read them. So we'll probably talk more about this in the small box reviews, but Royal Visit is super fun.
One of my, probably one of my top 5 for the year.
Yeah, there's a lot in November that are going to show up at the end of the year. I don't know if it's recency bias, but I don't know. I feel like we just lucked into some really good
We got some good games this
at
month.
the end of the year. Yeah. So what's your number 4?
Cartographers!
All right, so we already talked about this one. Did I miss anything that you want to say about this one? Or
It's really fun.
Games are fun. Okay, that's it. You're going to be cut off. Just don't listen to the words she's saying. Just kind of get the spirit of it. Cartographers is a fun flip and write. It's also not a difficult flip and write. So if you're looking to play with someone at the holidays, you can pull this one out, and I don't think anybody would have any trouble.
I have a lot of actual comment this time.
Okay.
I have a lot of fun imagining what the lands look like as you're building it, because you get a card that's like Elven Tree City, and you build that and you put it next to like a little lake town, and they all look more or less the same as their tile type when they're on the board, but it's nice to imagine.
You don't have to have any art skills whatsoever to play this game, but I have seen some people draw beautiful maps with it, so...
I just color in the square entirely.
Yeah, just Google it. Use colored pencils. Definitely go that way. Okay, my number 3 is an old one, or at least, somewhat old, and that's Calico, which I have shown to 2 new people this month. So I showed it to my mom, I showed it to my sister. I think we played. Didn't we play?
I did not play. Otherwise, it would be in my top 5.
So it would have bumped out Trek 12?
Probably.
I know people think that this game is frustrating or aggravating, or that the puzzle makes you kind of tense. Maybe I'm just really bad at it and I'm not doing well, but I find this game incredibly relaxing.
Ignorance is bliss.
It's so lovely. I definitely don't always score the highest score possible. I'm probably screwing it up in some way or another, but the basic rules of this are just take a tile and place a tile. Actually, it's the other way around. Place a tile and then refill, but that's it. And then you have to meet certain goals. Sure, that can be frustrating, and meeting one goal means you screw up another goal, but it's just beautiful. And the colors are so vivid. You just want to make a quilt that cats lay on. That's it.
Yeah.
And there's so much replay. I don't even think we've played with all of the cats yet. I don't think we've played with all of the goals yet. And we've played a lot of Calico. So I showed it to 2 people who had never played before, and neither of them had any trouble picking up the rules right away. One of them beat me, but I'm not going to say who it was. What is your number 3? It's bad. This is a bad call right here.
Oh, what? This is a bad game?
No, it's a bad call.
I'm sorry. Number 3 is a bad game.
It is not a bad game. You want to tell them why this is way too low in your rankings?
I feel like you'll cover it in a little bit. We can just do a short one this time.
Okay, so Land vs. Sea is your number 3.
It's very fun. We also played a lot of other very fun games.
That was your number 3. Do you want to talk about this game?
I'll talk about it in a little bit. I have a feeling we'll hear about it again.
So, Billy's going to hold comments because apparently, just a guess, this one might show up again later.
It's possible.
My number 2 is so close to being number 1, but it is number 2. And that's Res Arcana. We have been having so much fun playing this game with Jeff and Jamie again over at Foster the Meeple. We've been making a point of setting up nights to play this. They got the expansion, so now they learned the rules for us, so now we can play one of the expansions on BGA as well. I love every decision in this game. I wish I could score more points because apparently that's the object of the game. But you're just building an engine to score you more resources, to allow you to buy more things, to just keep that engine building up until you score 10 points.
By far the best engine builder I've ever played.
Yeah, it's amazing, and you're not ever really out of it. I mean, apparently you can score just all the points at once.
Jamie went from 0 to 8.
Yeah, just poof. You were doing a dance of I won, and I came back and just took it away from you.
I was so sure. I always get way overconfident in that game.
I love any game that lets you stay in it right till the end, and this is also short enough that if you do get trounced, you can just pick it up and start again. I don't know why we waited so long. I'm so glad that we decided to play it, and now we own it, and the expansions will be coming home with us in the near future. That's without a doubt.
It's the first time we see them in packs. They're coming right.
So Res Arcana is my number 2. Really, really close to being number 1, but not quite. So what is your number 2?
Royal Visit.
Okay. Anything you want to cover that we didn't cover about Royal Visit?
I just love how mean it can be. It can be so mean. Like, nope, my wizard.
Right?
Nope.
Happy holidays from Second Star. Here's a nice mean game for you.
It's so mean. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. So, okay, you ready for number 1? I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anybody, right? This isn't a surprise. My number 1 is no surprise, and that is Land vs. Sea. It's going to be up there for the end of the year as well. The medieval map imagery is so beautiful, so that while you're trouncing the person next to you, you're enjoying the beautiful maps. Also, playing the sea is hard. I learned this week. I don't know. I have to be land or I can't win. Tip for if you ever play me. You're basically closing off either areas of the land or of the sea and scoring points.
They work the same. One's not actually harder than the other.
It is harder.
Her brain is just bad at water.
The trick is that if I close off my opponent's space, they still get the point. So I have to be careful not to close off someone else's space while I'm closing off my area. Yeah, but then there's bonus scoring, there's treasures and corals and mountains and trade routes. It's super easy. You're picking up a tile and placing a tile, and you just have to learn the scoring.
You can get points for closing someone else's, and you just have to be sure it's worth it to give them the points that they would get for that, as well as taking your points. And I explained this very poorly, but you get the gist.
Yeah, this is a fun game. We're going to talk about this when we do Small Space, and we'll give you a better overview, but I think this might be top 5 for me for the year. Okay, so what's your number 1?
Res Arcana, which is spoilers. It might be in my top 5 for the year. It might be pretty high in my top 5 for the year.
Oh, really?
Which I think is really funny because when I first played it, I did not know what it was or that it existed. Jeff and Jamie offered to play Res Arcana, and I went, sure, that sounds fun. The game I had in my head was Terra Mystica. That's the game I thought I was going to learn. Instead, this, which I had never seen before, shows up, and it was just a huge surprise, and it's so satisfying to build an engine in it, and even when I'm losing, I'm having a lot of fun.
You don't lose that often, or at least not by that much. Billie just sits quietly plotting until the points just spring up on you. But again, this one's going to show up a lot come the end of the year, I think.
I really love having Res Arcana nights. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. I look forward to it all week. Well, we're getting very close to the end of the year list, so it'll be interesting. I'm not sure if we're going to be brave and rank them live or not, but it'll be fun either way. Wrapping up Thanksgiving and heading into even more holidays, we wanted to take a second to talk about 4 more channels that we are thankful for. These channels have all helped us, inspired us, encouraged us, and they're just channels we really love to watch. I'm sure that most people watching already watch these channels, but if you don't, hop over and subscribe. And if you do, then stop over and let them know that you're thankful for their channel too. The first channel on this list, and these are in no particular order whatsoever, is Lobby of Hobbies. Jazz has been so supportive as we got this channel going. He has been so helpful, offering his advice, offering tips as we figure out all of the behind the scenes things that go into making a YouTube channel. We love everything that he does to make Board Game YouTube a more inclusive and welcoming place to be.
And it's been a joy to get to know him over on the Table Knots and Foster the Meeple Discord, where he is an active participant and just the nicest guy. He's super helpful with everything.
Absolutely. Go over, check out his previews, reviews, lists, and all the great content he's doing over there. Next on the list is Before You Play. And if you've ever been trying to figure out a game without reading the rule book cover to cover, I'm sure you already found them. Monique and Naveen not only explain the games, but do a playthrough so you can see the games in action. For us, this is the best way to learn. We love their series on game designers and all of the top 10 lists that they do, but also they've just been warm and welcoming, and we're kind of hoping to bump into them and play some games at a convention soon. But for now, we're just thankful that they're creating the content that they are and being so generous with their time and their knowledge with anyone who asks. The third channel, and I feel like we keep saying one of our favorites, but I swear they all are.
We have a lot of favorites.
We do. But that's Thinker Themer. Maggie and Amy have created this inviting conversation, and we are all welcome to join in. It's really quite lovely. And while we're on the other side of the world, it does feel like we're just kind of sitting down for a cup of tea and chatting board games with them. I can't tell you how much money it has cost me watching Backchat with them.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I say we're not backing any more Kickstarters, we sit down and watch Backchat, and then...
It's just a really nice show to put on, just like early in the morning. We're still waking up. It's nice to...
It's good. It's fun to watch and see why we might or might not back a lot of these games.
Yeah, like 9 out of 10 that they mentioned.
Well, 9 out of 10 that they like. Right?
Well, that's true.
So,
okay,
yeah.
That's true.
We love their dual take on board games. It gives a really balanced perspective when we're deciding whether or not a game is for us. I'm definitely a themer, but if there's not enough interesting mechanics in a game, theme alone won't be enough. They've also been kind and supportive as we got things up and running, and Bill and I are just really appreciative of their kindness and their generosity. The last channel we want to talk about today, although there are so many others that we are thankful for, is Our Family Plays Games. Mick, Starla, and Grant are working to create a more inclusive and welcoming gaming space. And they are actually working to do it. It's not talk. Their new Voices segment is lifting up some really talented voices in the community. And we love how they make everyone feel like family. Behind the scenes, they are equally as wonderful, making it very clear that gaming is for everyone. They're part of the reason why we always say open tables, open minds. They make us laugh and inspire us, and plus we love to make the news segment noise along with Mick.
Cracks us up every time.
Every time. I'm sure that you are watching these channels, but again, stop by and let them know that you're thankful for them. They're all doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and I'm sure that they'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you want to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
Bye!
I don't know, there's like a weird beep, beep in my like a lighting thing. I don't know, whatever.
No, I don't see a lighting.
It's not happening now.
Okay, sure.
No, it was. It goes beep, beep. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out. Whatever. Shut up. 5. I put up 10 and said 5. It was 2 5s, one for you and one for me.
5. It's fun because good.
Okay, that's it. You're gonna be cut off. Give it. Give me the game.
I am very shallow. Theme is enough to get me to like a game, even if the mechanics are crap. Never let Jess be the witch.